All right, welcome to Matt Minich's Bengals Chalk Talk, and today we are talking linebackers, specifically linebackers who are a possibility for this team with the 33rd overall selection. I hope we all know who they're taking with the first overall selection. So let's talk about number 33. Now, first off, all right, linebacker's an obvious need. It's been a need for a while. So there's a lot of talk of this as a possibility. It would definitely help to shore up the defense to have a really good linebacker to put next to Jermaine Pratt. So, the need is absolutely there. But with that 33rd pick, they really don't want to push. You don't want to see them go after a position. You want to see them go after a player. So they need to make sure that they are getting, the right quality, the right caliber of player. So the two players that are really in contention at the moment that are getting the most talk are Patrick Queen from LSU and Kenneth Murray from Oklahoma. And I think there's a little bit, of confusion between the two because I'm hearing kind of conflicting takes from people. So today I want to kind of clear that up, take a look at a little bit of what the Bengals do, take a look at a little bit of what those guys do, and talk about how either could be a fit for this team. Now, both are getting some first round buzz, so there's absolutely the possibility that, neither could be there at 33. But that's kind of the point. I mean, you don't hope for somebody at 33 that's definitely going to be there. You got to be aiming your sights on that first round talent that slips. So we're going to talk a little bit about the linebacker position, what the Bengals expect there, what is important there, and we're going to talk specifically about Queen and Murray and what they can do. So, hey, why is the linebacker position important? All right. Well, the first thing, and what's been a trouble for the Bengals, is in the run game. And we see a good look here against Cleveland. All right, wide zone, outside zone. All right, Vigil filling in the right place in the A gap. All right, Pratt looking for that cutback in the backside B gap. All right, and then the ball ends up going into the other A gap, and Billings is right there to make the play. All right, but good fills from these linebackers, understanding where they're going, where they need to be on this play. Now, but hey, Matt, it's the run game. Who cares about the run game in the NFL anymore, right? And I understand that completely. Yes, the pass game is king in the NFL, but this is the AFC North. And I'm not saying, hey, this is a smash mouth cold weather division. I'm saying this is the division with Lamar Jackson. All right. So stopping the run is extremely important because you know what? You're not going to have a chance. You're not going to have much of a chance at the Super Bowl if you can't beat Baltimore at least once. All right. Coming out of the AFC North, if you want any chance of winning this division, you've got to beat them once. Preferably you beat them twice. You might see them in the playoffs too. All right. So they've got to be able to stop the run because that Baltimore run game, particularly with Lamar Jackson, is fantastic. So we'll take a look first at Queen. All right. And Queen is the linebacker on the bottom here. He's number 8 for LSU. All right. So look, in this defense, they've got, a defensive lineman on the edge. They've got all their backers really tucked into the box. All right. But at the end of the day, Queen's going to have to help on the outside run to this in this direction. All right. And especially if you watch what the defensive end's doing, he's pinching down pretty quickly. All right. And then he picks up that block and he's trying to make sure that thing bounces out. All right. So he does a pretty good job with that. So that's why Queen is getting wide right away and he's patient with it. All right. Then he does a good job. Eyes in the backfield, recognizes what he's seeing, coming off, and making the tackle on quarterback Jalen Hurts. All right. That's probably, about as close as you're going to see to Lamar Jackson in college football. All right. At this level of play. Comes off, makes a good tackle on him. All right. So we're seeing that in the first clip. All right. And we're seeing another zone read type look. They actually kind of, they screwed with the read here a little bit and kind of did it backwards, but essentially that's what it is in this clip. All right. Now this time, Queen is at the top. Queen's at the top of the screen. He plays it slow, right? You're getting that wide zone look from the back, but he plays it slow, all right, because he knows he's in charge of the cutback. He knows the quarterback could be coming. Hurts keeps it. He comes off and makes a good tackle, right? Patient, sees it, doesn't get blocked, makes a good tackle. All right. So a couple of real good plays by Queen on an athletic quarterback in the run game. All right. Now let's flip the screen a little bit. Let's take a look at Oklahoma. All right. And let's see what Kenneth Murray can do. All right. So Kenneth Murray at the top of the screen here. All right. Again, we're getting a mesh action here. All right. And this is really just a power going downhill out of the shotgun. All right. He's patient with it, comes in, makes a good tackle in the box. All right. Excellent job on that. Okay. Another look. All right. Against Baylor. All right. We're going to see Murray going a lot faster this time, filling the hole, ends up really going behind the pulling offensive lineman and getting in there in the backfield. All right. Definitely see a lot of explosiveness out of both these players. They both have a great little burst. All right. And they can, they can blitz from space. They can fill. When they make up their mind, they're going. I mean, they are going and they are filling. So, boom. That's a good fill right there from Murray and a tackle for a loss. All right. So, real good job there by Murray. Now, here's the thing, though. All right, I'm talking about the run game, and like we said, hey, it's more important, I think, in Cincinnati. It's more important in the AFC North than other places because you're thinking about Lamar Jackson. You got to get past Lamar Jackson. But at the end of the day, all right, the Bengals have had a lot of linebackers in the past who were pretty good pluggers, right? They could go A gap, they could go B gap. They couldn't necessarily scrape that great. All right, they weren't the best athletes to be able to scrape, make plays sideline to sideline. All right, and not great players in the pass game. Not great players necessarily as pass rushers. So that's really what's setting you apart, and that's what makes guys you really of value. All right, how many ways can you contribute? All right, think about what a linebacker does. All right, you got to be in the run game, you got to be in the pass game. All right, what do we value on defense? We value pass rushers. We value guys that can cover. All right. We value, and we're thinking about them as edges, and we're thinking about them as corners. But you're going to ask a linebacker to do both. All right. So what can we see out of these guys in that area that's going to make them worthy of that high pick? And we'll take our look right here. On the right, you see Vigil rushing off the edge. Now he gets chipped, and then he gets blocked. All right. So, they'll send Vigil, and they sent Vigil a fair amount this year. All right. So it just goes to show you, right? They're looking for linebackers that can do different things. Vigil blitzes the outside, Vigil blitzes the inside. We'll talk about in a minute. All right. But they're looking for guys that can do various things. So that's what they need, and that's what's going to be of value is finding guys that can contribute in other ways. So we'll take a look here at Patrick Queen against Texas. He's at the top of the screen, coming fast. Boom. All right. Gets a nice little shot there, right? So he shows he has some power. He can take on an offensive tackle with power in that pass rush. Ends up kind of getting, tripped up, not able to bend around or anything. But hey, he's showing some raw talent, some ability there, and that's something that you can absolutely work with out of Queen. All right, here we're going to see Murray. All right, we saw some power out of Queen. We're going to see the speed out of Murray at the top of the screen against Texas Tech. Coming hard off that edge, dips his shoulder down, dipping and ripping, and getting that sack. All right, so a good job there about Murray. All right, good job from Murray. Here, we've got both Vigil and Sean Williams lined up in the A gaps. All right, and they're both coming. All right, now look what happens. Okay, the running back picks up Vigil, and Vigil's able to get rid of him. All right, but not that quickly. All right, just kind of throws his shoulder, just kind of beats him with pure strength. He's a bigger guy. And they end up getting a roughing the passer on this because Mitchell's actually a little bit late on that one. All right. So, that's something we're seeing out of these linebackers a lot. They sent Vigil up the middle, quite a bit down the stretch. So having somebody that can contribute in that way and actually get some production, get some sacks, have an impact would be huge. So we see Queen right here. All right. Blitzing up the middle. He sets up the guard to the outside and then ducks right inside of him. All right. Now, this quarterback escapes. Okay. He's got to learn to disengage and kind of rip off that to complete this. Quarterback escapes. It's really the looping defensive lineman's really responsible for that, though. Queen's fine on it, but again, showing some good athletic ability and showing how he could really help out and contribute in this defense. All right. Now against Texas, you see he's walked up on the line of scrimmage. He's standing up. He's right there, basically over the center. All right, and he rips right by the center and just misses on the quarterback as the quarterback ducks his shoulder and spins out of it. All right, but again, now we're seeing that burst, that speed. He can beat those guys inside. He can be that inside pass rusher that you need that we're trying to get out of Vigil. All right, he can be that extra guy in there. So these are linebackers that can contribute in multiple ways. All right, now Murray's at the top of the screen here and actually loops in from the edge. He gets the sack again. So excellent job there by Murray coming in and looping around and getting the sack. Again, showing some good speed, some good athleticism, and the ability to rush the passer from that linebacker position. All right. Now, they got to be able to cover too. Okay. And here, we see this. Vigil is going to be showing blitz up the middle, but he's going to have to bail out and cover sometimes too. So Vigil's in the bottom here. All right. Well, the bottom A gap, that is, of the two guys showing blitz. And he pops out and he finds that tight end. All right. And the tight end, he kind of runs a little bit past him. The tight end's open there for a minute. Bengals end up getting a sack, but, there was definitely a window of opportunity there. But they need guys that can do things like this too. All right. They're going to have that athletic ability to be able to pop out, find those guys. They need to be able to cover tight ends. They need to be able to cover running backs. All right. Here against the Dolphins, Vigil showing that A-gap pressure, lined up over the center, but he's man on the running back. The running back pops out. He's got to get out there with speed. He does a pretty good job getting out there to that running back. I don't think that running back's a great athlete. All right. But he does a pretty good job with that. So, hey, we need coverage ability out of these linebackers too. All right. So now we'll take a look at Queen. All right. And here against Oklahoma, all right, Queen is matched up on the running back. Running back wheels out of the backfield. All right. Sees his way through the mess and gets to him. He's got that athletic ability. He can track these guys down. All right. Murray, same sort of thing. He's playing off the ball, swing pass. He breaks on it, does a great job. All right, getting there, tracking that guy. Ball's there, Murray's there. All right, and that's a tackle, I'd say for a loss, right? Right to right about at the original stick. Yep, he backs it up. All right, so that's a tackle for a loss on that one, and a good play, really athletic play by Murray to get out there and make it. All right, hey, this is an interesting one here by Queen. So it is a little bit limited what we see out of these guys in coverage. All right, here Queen is matched up on the tight end. All right, and really the safety's got to cover that back as he looks out of the backfield. He didn't do it. Right? So as you watch Queen at the top here, he's got the tight end. Tight end comes out. Queen's in good position. He's underneath him. He's right there to make a play on the ball. All right. And the running back really should be running out here to the pylon, so Queen can't cover both these guys. But he's not. All right. But Queen looks back and he reacts to a pass to a different receiver, gets in there, makes a play on that ball. Now, unfortunately, he knocks it up, and the running back makes the catch, and they score the touchdown. All right, but still showing good job matching up with the tight end and showing really some good awareness to play the ball even though it was going to a different guy there. So again, like I feel like this sort of thing happens sometimes where I post a clip, I talk about a clip, and well, yeah, it's a touchdown. Yes, it was a touchdown. That doesn't mean there wasn't some good in it. All right, so, there can be some good in it. So there was some good to see there. Preferably he knocks it down. That's not the way it went though. All right, so now we're going to take a look, and similar to what what we were seeing in the visual plays. All right, Queen walks up here. He's shown blitz, and then he pops out. Right, pops out real quick. He's zone dropping. Excuse me. And look, he does a great job. You can see he's reading the quarterback. He's actually getting underneath this throw and helping out there, which is a real good job. All right. Now, hey, this back is open. He's not covering the back man to man. I don't care about the running back, right? You always want to see guys dropping to get underneath deeper routes. You don't want to see them breaking up, all right, to be all over that 2-yard route because it's a 2-yard route, okay? It doesn't matter as long as you do exactly what Queen does. Break on it, make the tackle, all right? And basically in the original line of scrimmage, all right? With forward progress, they probably gave him like 2 yards, all right? So in the zone game, all right, you got to stay on top of things. You got to cover the deeper routes first, and you're not always going to have the option to cover everything. My rule, the rule I've always gone by and always been taught is in zone defense, you don't cover routes under 5 yards. All right. Because if there's something low, there's something high. All right. They're always trying to work layers, work levels. So you drop off to get underneath the deeper route. But then what do you have to do? You have to break and you have to make the tackle. And that was a problem, a huge problem for the Bengals a couple years ago. All right. Passes were being completed and their linebackers and their secondary were not making tackles. All right. If you can break and they don't gain another yard, you're winning. All right. You're winning. All right. 2 yards on a pass play, go right ahead. All right. That's a really good job. Breaks, reads, sees what's going on, breaks in the ball, boom, takes it down. So excellent job. I really like this play out of Queen. All right. Now we'll take a look at Murray. Okay. Now, we don't see a ton of Murray in the pass game, all right? And really, that's the thing. With a lot of college defenses don't have a ton of versatility with their linebackers and the things they're asked to do. Murray, we don't see him drop very deep very often. He spends a lot of time close to the line of scrimmage, covering running backs, all right? Sometimes he's man-to-man with the running back, and that guy doesn't always release right away. Sometimes he is in a situation where he is spying the quarterback, right? He stays close for that. You don't really see him drop off too deep very often. All right. So here, all right, he's really working the progression, right? And he's got that tight end right away. He sees the tight end release as the running back releases outside of him. He knows he's got to gain width. Now the ball goes in that direction. He breaks, reaches a little bit there, but makes a tackle again right there around the line of scrimmage. So you see a lot of that with these guys. They're breaking, they're making plays in the pass game close to the line of scrimmage. So now I talk about breaking, and here's the thing I really like about Murray. All right, so we saw some good stuff with Queen at the beginning with him playing the quarterback, with him playing against Jalen Hurts. Okay, so here he is going to pass drop. He's actually going to pass drop and gain a little bit of depth, all right? But he exits the screen. Okay, so right there, he's gone from the screen. Now Oklahoma gets some pressure. Watch this general area. He comes flying up, right? So he's like the hole dropper, right? He's dropping in the middle of the field. That quarterback goes and he gets there, and he's the guy who's forced him to run out of bounds for a 2-yard gain on 2nd and 16. So just the burst and the speed, and the instinct to be able to get up there and do that. things I really like to see out of Murray. All right. So here is another one. Like I said, you do see him spying the quarterback. And that's what's going on here. There's no running back there, right? He's just hopping, waiting. Quarterback goes, he's getting there. Boom. Tackle for a 2-yard gain. All right. So that's a great job on that play by Murray. All right. So, when we talk about Lamar Jackson, again, we saw good plays from Queen playing against the quarterback run game. We see some awesome stuff here out of Kenneth Murray when the quarterback is moving, after a pass, all right, when things break down. So see some great bursts out of him there. Now, I didn't really show it, but there are clips. Sometimes he can overrun things. He can overshoot a little bit. So that's something he's got to work on, getting his body under control, and it's going to be a problem with Lamar Jackson because that's a problem everybody has with Lamar Jackson. But I like what I see out of those two as far as being defenders who have an opportunity to really be able to help against Jackson. Now, personally, I think Queen is the more ready. I think Queen is kind of the more sure thing. I think he's a little better in the box. Has been asked to do more in pass defense. Doesn't mean he's better, but has been asked to do more in pass defense. I think he's demonstrated more in pass defense. I think Murray's a little bit raw, but he's got some exciting athletic ability. And I think that he could do some special things in this defense and some special things, in that matchup that's going to be key against Lamar Jackson. I think he could play a big role with some of that stuff. So that's how I see those guys. And I keep going back and forth. Isaiah Simmons is the number one linebacker, if you want to call him a linebacker. And those guys are 2 and 3. And I keep kind of going back and forth on who is 2 and who is 3. Like I said, I think I feel better about Queen. I feel like he's a little bit more refined. I think he plays better in the box. He's better filling gaps, a little better against kind of the more traditional run game in particular. But obviously does a good job against quarterbacks in the run game as well. And I think Murray, he's got some raw athletic talent, and just thinking about the things you could do with him, trying to match up and help you out with the Lamar Jackson situation. Those things really excite me. So that's how I see those guys. And look at Lou Anarumo and what he's done with this defense. You see guys moving around all the time. We saw a clip in here that had Sam Hubbard lined up like a Mike linebacker, right? And he was blitzing, but he was lined up like a Mike linebacker. Vigils rushing the outside, Vigils rushing the inside. Andrew Billings is dropping into coverage. Carl Lawson can drop into coverage. Sam Hubbard's basically playing Sam linebacker a lot of the time. All right, in some of those odd fronts. So versatile players. All right. So I think that these guys. You want to talk about position value. You want to talk about the value of what a linebacker is worth. They're not just linebackers. I think they're guys that can do some different things. They can help you both in pass coverage and in pass defense. And that's what makes them super valuable. All right. Is pass coverage and pass rush, excuse me. What makes them super valuable to me is that you can do a lot of things with those guys. They can be great moving pieces in that defense and really help you out. And we've seen some good matchups from both of them on running backs. Some great burst on blitzes from both of them. Haven't really. I'm not seeing a ton of them like matching up with tight ends running down the field. So, that's another aspect of linebacker play that'll have to be considered. But both of these guys should be in contention at 33. But like I said before, you don't take a position with that pick. So, you know what? There could be a great receiver there that shouldn't be there. There could be a great cornerback. Both of those positions have a ton of depth. And a lot of times, especially with those positions, especially with corner, I think, things come down to personal preference. So there could be a situation where the Bengals' second, third corner on their board is sitting right there at 33. And, depending on what's going on with the other guys in the roster in particular, they might have to go for it. That's definitely a possibility. So there could be somebody else there. All right. You don't take a linebacker to take one, but that's who these guys are. And that's why these guys could be worth that pick at 33. And this is what they could do to help out this defense. So for Bengals Chalk Talk, I am Matt Minich, talking linebackers here. Thank you for checking it out. Hopefully, good look for everybody at Queen and Murray. A quick look, but to help you kind of tell the difference and kind of figure out who is who between those guys, and a couple of potential first rounders, but also potential Bengals. So back here next week, all off season. Got some great interviews coming up, and also got to keep breaking down positions like this, looking at what the Bengals are doing with players and who in the NFL draft might provide an upgrade for them. So thanks for checking it out, and go Bengals.